No, sir, both.
Both. It will be dealing with both stationary and moving bodies. Okay. So that is nothing but mechanics. Okay. I'll just present the screen now. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Fine. Thank you. So the subject is fluid mechanics and the subject code is 18ME43. Okay. And today we'll be dealing with the module 1. Okay. We'll be dealing with the module 1 as sir has told you, Rajshekhar sir, and myself, Professor Srinath Giwari, and sir has we both are taking for the fourth semester for fluid mechanics subject. Okay. And sir has already described about everything. Okay. So now, so this is the syllabus for the module 1. So that is basics that we are going to study. That is basics of fluid mechanics. And in module 1, another topic is fluid statics. So in basics, we are going to study about the different properties of fluids and the concepts of continuum, the types of fluids, and the pressure at a point, and Pascal's law, and the different pressures, and the pressure measurement devices, that is simple differential manometers and mechanical gauges. And in this topic, whatever FM is there, it is easy, but it depends on how you go through the derivations, because it is the subject is full of derivations and problems, and these are all used in real lifetime problems. Okay. And so we are in this, the problems will be based on the to how to calculate the specific gravity or density, weight density, what is how to calculate the viscosity. Then we have problems on surface tension, we have problems on capillarity, we have problems on like we have problems on this one, pressure measurement by simple differential manometers and mechanical gauges. Okay. And the another topic is fluid statics. Fluid statics means we are studying the type of fluid when it is at rest. Okay. When it is at rest. The total pressure and center of pressure, these are the two derivations which are there in this, and we are going to study this. Okay. Okay. So this is the syllabus which we are going to go through in this module 1. And as I said, in this most this in this subject, the most of the part is derivations and problems. Okay. And theory is quite easy. Okay. There are simple definitions and derivations you have to practice. Okay. Fine. So what someone has said that the mechanics is the physical science that deals with both stationary and moving bodies under the influence of forces. So as I said, it will be not only in motion but also the body which is at stationary. If you want to study it, if we are dealing with the physical science of this, then it is called as mechanics. Okay. What are the different branches of mechanics? One is statics, kinematics, and dynamics. Statics is that deals with the body at rest. Kinematics, bodies in motion without considering the forces acting on it. So whenever the body is in motion, we are not considering the forces acting on that body. Whatever forces are there, like pressure force, gravitation force, okay, and all that pressures, which is forces which are acting on the body, we are not considering. But in dynamics, the body will be motion, and we are considering the forces acting on it. Okay, so this is mechanics. This is about mechanics. Okay. The next is the fluid mechanics is the branch of science that deals with the behavior of fluids at rest or in motion. So fluid mechanics. So we have studied about mechanics. What is mechanics? It is studying of behavior of bodies which is at rest or in motion. So what is fluid mechanics? It is defined as a branch of science that deals with the behavior of fluids at rest or in motion, that is static or in motion. So we are dealing with the science that deals with the behavior of fluids at rest or in motion. So we are in fluid mechanics, we are only studying about fluids. We are studying about fluids. Fluid mechanics is classified in three: dynamics, kinematics, and statics. Like mechanics is classified Fluid mechanics is classified as fluid dynamics, fluid kinematics, and fluid statics. So this fluid dynamics is classified as hydrodynamics and gas dynamics and aerodynamics. So hydrodynamics, have you studied about hydrodynamics? It is, now hydro means what? Water. And the fluid which is in motion, and or the water or liquid which is in motion, we are calling it as hydrodynamics. Or that is, so what we are trying to say is a liquid or gas, both are known as fluid. Okay, I cannot say that water is a fluid. I can say that water is a fluid. Only water or only liquid is a fluid. Okay, only water and only liquid or liquid. Okay, so we can say that air is also a fluid, a liquid or water is also a fluid. A gas is also a fluid. Oxygen also is a fluid. Kerosene also is a fluid. Okay, diesel is also a fluid. Okay, so liquid or gas is a fluid. Okay, so hydrodynamics means it is fluid which is in motion. So studying about fluid which is in motion, and we are considering the forces acting on it. So one thing is that there are two types. One is incompressible fluid, and one more is compressible fluid. Can you give me anyone can give me an example for this? What is incompressible fluid and which is compressible fluid? Which one is incompressible? Which one is compressible fluid?
Air is compressible.
Air is compressible fluid, and incompressible fluid is what? Water. So whatever, because water cannot be compressed or liquid cannot be compressed, compressible air can be compressed. Okay, so that's why we say at incompressible and compressible. So hydrodynamics is nothing but the fluid which is incompressible can be in motion. Gas dynamics, compressible fluid. Okay, aerodynamics, where we deal with the aerodynamics, where we deal with aerodynamics. We deal with aerodynamics when the gas is flowing over aircrafts, rockets, or automobiles at high or lower speeds. Okay, you might have heard aerodynamic structure or aerodynamic view of the vehicle. Okay, all that. And what is meant by kinematics? Fluid kinematics. It deals with only the velocity and acceleration without considering the forces acting which causes the motion of the fluid. Okay, so kinematics is what we are not dealing with the forces which are causing the motion, but we are only dealing with the force, velocity and acceleration. Velocity and acceleration. What is statics? Statics means hydrostatics and aerostatics. So hydro matlab kya? Water or a liquid. Aerostatics means air. So fluid which is at, or whatever incompressible fluid is there which is at rest condition, that is called as hydrostatics. Studying of fluid or studying of incompressible fluid at rest condition. And aerostatics means study of compressible fluid, air at rest condition. It's called as aerostatics. So this is in motion, this is in motion, this is in motion. We are considering the forces, which are responsible for the motion. In hydrostatics and aerostatics, it is at rest. Studying of incompressible fluid, which is at rest, is known as hydrostatic. Study of compressible fluid, which is at rest, is known as static, aerostatics. Okay, so this is just a classification, general classification of fluid mechanics. Yeah. Any doubts you have till this? Wait a second. Some of your friends want to join. Just admit them. So now, why we have to study this fluid mechanics, or what is the general description of studying of fluid mechanics? So why it is necessary? Fluid mechanics explains a variety of fascinating phenomena around us. Okay, and it is also essential to solve the real-time problems which are encountered by an engineer. Okay, we are studying fluid mechanics in every field actually. Okay, so as we know that most of the world is immersed in fluid, that is water. Then the earth, whatever the atmosphere is blanketing our earth, that is air, 70%, the air is blanketing our earth and which is not allowing the ultraviolet radiations to reach the earth surface. Okay. And we know that the most of the earth surface is filled with water, that is 70% of the water is there on the earth. Earth is covered with water. Okay. So the fluid is everywhere. Even whatever we are breathing in our body, that is oxygen, that is also a fluid. So our own bodies are full of fluids, right? Which are both moving and at rest. So blood is flowing in our body through the arteries and veins. Then we have respiratory passages into our lungs that is making the air to flow through the lungs. Okay, and even our body is completely made up of water. Even we can predict the weather using the study of by the basics of fluid mechanics. We can analyze the tornadoes and the hurricanes and the monsoon so that we can use the law of fluid mechanics in addition to other basic laws. Okay. Then we know that the birds and the fishes are moving in the water and with respect to air because of the laws of fluid mechanics. Based on this flight of birds only, we are able to go for aeroplanes. Based on the design of the birds, we are able to go for the design of aeroplanes. And by the motion of fishes, we are able to design what? Submarines. Okay, so these all are nature based. Okay, so the flight of birds and the motion of fishes in water are governed by the laws of fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics is everywhere. Okay, the design of aeroplanes and the ships and ocean transportation are based on the theory of fluid mechanics, because we should know how the plane flies. We should know how the ship will not sink into the ocean. Okay, because of heavy weight, you might have observed if you place any heavy weight on the on water surface, what will happen? It will get sunken, right? So here, but the ships are heavy weighted, no? But they are not getting sunk into the ocean, right? So how it happens? That is based on the law of fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics is fluid motion is used to modify the heat and mass transfer rates in a heat exchanger. Heat exchangers are one which are exchanging heat between hot and cold. Okay, so these are transfer of fluid motions. That is, fluid is flowing in through a hot fluid to the heat is flowing through the hot fluid to the cold fluid. Drying of porous materials, cooling towers. These cooling towers are placed in power plant engineers, power plants. Okay, so in power plants we are having cooling towers to cool the steam which is coming from the boiler. We are having in boiler we are using it to heat the water. Okay, chimneys, artificial kidneys, and heart and lung machines. So there also we require basic fluid motion is required, because through heart and lungs there should be a flow of fluid. Cooling of electronic components. You might have seen the CPUs which are using nowadays. They are using some coolants, but before that they were using fans, right? So the fans will be providing a huge amount of air to the electronic equipment so that they cool, because the processing speed is very fast, so that it gets heated up. So it has to be cooled. Otherwise, your motherboard may crash. Okay. And protection of spacecraft from the intense heating due to re-entry in Earth's atmosphere. You know that the in outer space, when we are coming back from the outer space, what will happen? The spacecraft will start getting it heated up. So we have to design in such a way that it can control, or it can control the intents of re-entry of the into the Earth's atmosphere, so that it will not blast. So what has happened with Kalpana Chawla in Colombo? That was because of re-entry of the into the Earth's atmosphere. The spacecraft got heated up and it got blasted in the atmosphere itself. Okay, so you might have seen in some movies with some examples. Even a meteorite which doesn't hit the Earth, it will get higher size or larger size, which will not hit the Earth surface with a larger impact, because when it reaches into the Earth's atmosphere, it will get melted up and it will become small. So you might have heard some news and all somewhere that we have found a meteorite, something has fallen like that and everything. Okay. So this knowledge of fluid mechanics is essential in all the diverse branches of engineering, such as aeronautics, turbo machinery, which you're gonna study in fifth sem, turbo machines, automobile engineering. So automobile engineering, the fluid is flowing over the engines to cool the engine. Okay, there are something called as water cooling and air cooling engines. We have biomedical, civil, and hydraulic. Civil engineers are also studying about the fluid mechanics. They also have a topic of fluid mechanics, hydraulics and water resource engineering, mining, chemical engineering, naval architecture, and nuclear engineering. So all this are the scope, or all these are used. Fluid mechanics is used in all this type of engineering branches. It is not meant only for mechanical; it is for each and every branch, and it has a wider scope we could imagine. Okay. Fine. So this is just a general description of fluid mechanics, why it is necessary to be studied, and what are the advantages of studying it if you know the laws of fluid mechanics. Okay. So now, what is a fluid? Can anyone tell me? We have studied about mechanics. Mechanics is nothing but physical science that deals with body at rest or motion. We have studied fluid mechanics. It is the study of fluid which is at rest or motion. But what is fluid? What is fluid? Anyone? What is fluid? Anyone? What do you know about fluid?
It is a substance which allows motion.
Which allows motion. Okay. Which we can say which flows. A fluid which is a substance which flows. Right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Other than that, anyone? Fluid? I have told you, fluid is liquid or gas, right? A water is a fluid, air is a fluid. Okay. A diesel is a fluid, oxygen is a fluid. Okay. So these all are fluid. Now, why we are calling them as fluids?
So because they don't have fixed shape.
Okay, good. They don't have fixed shape, right? Then so there are three phases of matter. Which are those? Fluids cannot be used as pressure. Cannot be used. Can be used as pressure. नहीं है. That is, it can be used to create a pressure. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We lost the connection between. Okay. What is matter? Matter. What is matter? M-A-T-T-E-R. Some people
Ma-
say, what is the matter with you? That not that matter. I want different matter. What is matter?
Matter is
Matter.
something which occupies space,
Yeah.
which
Which has mass
can,
and volume. Matter
yeah,
is something which has mass and occupies space.
yeah.
Right. Good. What are the different phases of matter? Anyone? Nitin Desai, just close your video. Okay. What are the different phases of matter?
Solid, liquid, and gas.
Gases. Solid, liquid, and gases are different phases of
Matter.
Okay. Okay. There are different phases of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. So, are you able to say this? Solid, liquid, and gas. Are you able to say this?
Yes, sir.
So the liquid and gas is known as what? Fluid. Right?
Fluid.
Liquid and gas is known as fluid. Okay. So So if liquid or gas phase में रहा, so that is known as a fluid. Now can you tell me one more can you tell me difference between a solid and a fluid now? Can you tell me difference between solid and a fluid?
Solid cannot be deformed, but fluid can be deformed.
Cannot be deformed.
Yeah.
Solid cannot be deformed.
Yes, sir.
Then why you do machine shop?
Sir, deformed in the sense the
Okay.
molecules cannot be compressed further.
Cannot be compressed further. Okay, you are near to the answer. Next. Anyone else?
Solid cannot flow. Liquid can flow.
Liquid can flow.
Cannot change its shape and size. Solid.
Solid is rigid. Okay. Fluid is not rigid. We can change the shape and size of it. It takes the shape and size of the object in which you are placing it, or the container in which you are placing it. Okay, good. Done. If I say this is a box, okay, imagine this is a box and I'm placing water in this. Okay, water is there, completely filled with water. What is the shape of the water now? The box is, I can say the box is a square box. What is the shape of water now in the box? What? What is the shape of box? Shape of water?
Rectangle.
Square.
Square.
Totally square.
What I said? The box is a square object. Okay.
Square shape.
Fine. Square shape. Good. Now, so what happens is there is a difference between a solid and a fluid. Okay. It is based on the basis of the substance ability to resist an applied shear stress by deforming. Okay, how it deforms is, if I consider there is a box, right? This is a solid. This is a solid now. Okay, I'll write solid. Okay, fine. So it is fixed at this point. At this point, I've fixed it. Point it is fixed. Okay, there's no motion. It is fixed. Okay, it is not moving. It is completely fixed. Now what I'll do? I'll apply a force on this. I'll apply a force on one side. Okay. So now, if I say the box is of A, B, C, D. This solid is made up of A, B, C, D. Okay. Now, if I apply a force on this side, okay, what will happen now? It will start
Moving.
It will not move because at bottom I have fixed it, na? At bottom I have fixed it. How it will move, right? So at the bottom I have fixed it, so it won't be able to not moving. Okay, it won't move, right? So now when I apply the force, what will happen? What will happen?
Resisting
It
force.
will start creating a resistance force for the whatever force I am applying. This is called what? Stress. Stress is what? Force of resistance acting on a unit body. Okay. Now, what will be the strain now? What will be the strain? Strain will be what? Deformation of the body. Okay. So now it has deformed from A to A dash, and from D to D dash. Okay. So what will happen? Your body, if it is like this, it will become like this. Sorry. It will deform like this. Okay. This is A, B, C, D. This is A, B, C, D. So what has happened when I'm applying force? The solid body has deformed. Right or no? This side is fixed. Right or no? This is what shear stress, na? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Right, this is called as shear stress which I am applying on the body, and at one end it is fixed. What is happening? The layers are getting deformed. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll remove this force. Suddenly I'll remove this force. What will happen? What will happen to it?
It will regain its shape.
What will happen? It will regain its original shape.
shape again.
Yeah, if I cross that force, if I apply the forces crossed above the elastic limit, what will happen? It won't regain its shape, it will be deformed, right? So now what I have done is I have removed the force, I have applied some force, I have removed it, it will regain its original shape and it will come back to the same shape, AB and CD. Okay, now this is a solid. I have told you everything about solid now. So a solid is one, if we apply a force on that, it will take the, if I remove the force, it will take the original shape back to the original shape. So what is tau equal to? F by A. What is tau? Tau is nothing but
Stress.
shear stress. Shear stress equal to shear force by area of contact.
Area of cross.
Area of cross
Shear
section.
force is area of contact, cross section or contact. Okay, area of cross section लेंगे तुमको चाहिए, ठीक है, area of cross section is correct. और we can say contact area. Contact area मतलब जो बॉडी से contacted में था, जो एरिया contact था बॉडी के साथ, below that. Okay, and done. So this is shear stress which is acting on the body. So in what is it? This shear stress is developed because of what? Shear force, right? This shear stress is developed because of shear force. In solid, what is happening is the shear stress is directly proportional to shear force. Am I right? The shear stress is directly proportional to shear force. Right or no?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, shear stress is directly proportional to shear strain. Shear stress is proportional to shear strain. The shear stress is proportional to, directly proportional to shear strain. So how much I am applying the force, how much stress is applied, that much the shear strain is happening. When I remove the force, what will happen? It will regain its original shape. This is happening in the solid. This is happening in a solid which you have studied. Now what happens in a fluid? Okay, what happens in a fluid? So this part is fixed. Okay, there is a fluid component of A, B, C, and D. Okay, and this is a fluid. And this is a fluid element. This is a fluid element, and there is a plate on this. This is a plate, and this plate is fixed. At the other end, it is fixed. Now, what I'll do, I'll apply a force again. I'll start pulling this force plate. I'll apply a force. I'll start pulling this force. What will happen now? The fluid will deform or no? Have you seen jellies? Sorry. Jelly. Have you seen jellies?
Yes, sir.
So when you push it now, what will happen? When you release it, it will come back to its original shape. Jellies. You might have commonly seen it in Tom and Jerry cartoons, right? So what happens is, in a fluid, when I apply a force, shear force on the body, what will happen? The fluid will go on deforming continuously. Fluid will go on deforming continuously. So this will be A dash, this will be D dash, this will be A double dash, this will be D double dash. So what will happen? There will be a continuous, what you say, continuous deformation of the fluid whenever we apply a shear force on it. So here the fluid will be under a rate of, the fluid shear stress will be proportional to rate of shear strain. The fluid will be goes on continuously deforming under the action of shear force. So what happens is, whenever I pull this, the layer which is in contact with this plate, the layer which is in contact with this plate will move. again the another layer will move, again another layer will move. So it will go on moving or flowing, go on flowing. Okay, so you might have seen like this. So this is the first layer which is moving with higher velocity. The second layer is moving with less velocity, another less velocity, and at this point the velocity of the fluid will be 0. Okay, because this layer will start creating a resistance to flow for this layer, so it won't flow. And this layer, the second layer, first layer, second, third, and fourth. So what will happen? The first layer will create a resistance to the second layer, and the second resistance will create to the third will create it to fourth. And at the end, a fluid which is in contact with the surface, its velocity will be what? 0. Okay. So this will be studied in viscosity. Okay. But you should understand that the fluid is a substance that deforms continuously under the action of shear force. This definition is based on the difference between the solid and the fluid. Okay. So there, what happened? A solid does not deform continuously. It gains its original shape. Okay. But once we deform it, it cannot be changed its shape. But a fluid will always be changing its shape. It has no memory. The memory will be always changing. But a solid has its own memory. It will gain its original shape after some time when we release the force, unless and until we release the force. Okay. Any doubts? If you have doubts, you can ask, because this definition is most of you, if we ask any definition like what is meant by fluid, most of you will tell it is the fluid is one which is having a capability to flow. But this is the actual definition of a fluid. Okay. Any doubts you have?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, so now, as I have said, a fluid is a substance that deforms continuously under action of shear force. Now, okay, this is we consider a jar. Okay, okay, I cannot draw it clearly because I'm using a mouse. So just understand with my what I'm telling you. Okay, so this is a jar. Okay. I'm filling water in it. Okay, now what is the shape of water now? It has taken the shape of the jar, right? Now if I take the water from the jar to a glass of how much ml? Okay, not ml, let us not take it measure it. Okay, I'll take it in a glass. Now what is the shape of the water?
Glass.
Glass.
Glass shape.
So it has now I have so what is deformation actually? What is deformation?
Water
Changing of shape.
yes.
Deformation is changing of shape. Deforming. Forming means इसका एक फॉर्म है, उसको मैंने डिफॉर्म कर दिया, right? Something has some form. Okay, I have deformed it. Like for an example, if there is a solid, okay, if I go on hitting it with a hammer, what will happen? It will go on compressing. जरा तो compress होगा, उसका shape change होगा यहाँ पर,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So I have
Yes,
deformed it, right? I have deformed it. When I stop hitting it, what will happen? It will come. It won't come back to its original shape, but it has continued. It has deformed, na? Permanently, it has deformed. It has gone to plastic state. Now, what I have done? I have changed the shape of water from jar to what? Glass. Okay. So there is a continuous deformation. There is a deformation taking place. Okay. Now, if I bring this water from the glass back to jar, will it be in the shape of the water itself? Sorry, in the shape of glass itself. If I place this water back from the glass to the jar, will it be in the shape of the glass itself, or it
No,
will
sir.
change?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Taken the
It won't change, right? It won't change.
Yes,
It
sir.
will take the shape in which it is placed. So it says that the solid has some memory, but the fluid doesn't have memory. It doesn't know where it has come from, right? अभी देखो मैंने जैसे बोला, if I place the water from this to this end to the jar, what will happen? It will take the shape of the jar. It won't remember the shape of the glass, right? Do you agree with this?
Yes,
It
sir.
won't remember the shape of the glass. It will remember in which it has placed now. That is jar. So fluid doesn't have any memory. Okay. A solid has a memory. When we stop applying a force on it, it will regain its original shape. But water cannot regain its original shape. It is deformed, continuously deformed. However small the force. I have deformed it ना. Water को मैंने कैसे deform किया? I have brought it from jar to glass of water and glass of water to jar. Okay, from glass to jar, jar to glass. I have deformed it continuously. It is getting deformed. I'm not applying any force. The force is applied by the boundary, which is in which we are placing the water. Okay. अगर समझो ice लिया मैंने. Okay, there are ice cubes, different ice cubes of different shape. I don't know the shape. What is the and what is the diameter. If I place it in water, glass में डाल दिया मैं. एक glass में. If I put it all every ice in a glass, what shape it will take? If I place only one ice cube in a glass of water, if it is empty, I'm just placing the ice in a water glass. What will happen? Will it take the shape of the water? Will it take the shape of the glass?
No.
No, sir.
No, sir. Because it's a solid. Solid form of water is ice, na? So it won't take the shape of the what? Glass. Okay. It will be in the same shape. It has the same memory. मेरे को solid में ही रहना है, मैं solid में ही हूँ. Okay. I'm not getting converted. I'm not changing my shape. Okay. वो आगे उसके बाद वो पिघलता है, वो पानी में बदलता है, वो बात अलग है. That is secondary. But the main primary thing is that it's not changing its memory. It is having the same memory. Solid हूँ, solid रही रहूँगा, class में ही रहूँगा. Understood? So this is why we are calling the fluid to be a substance that deforms continuously under the action of shear force and however small the force may be. Okay. This is what fluid means. Okay. So as I have said, the fluid is defined as the substance that deforms continuously under the action of shear forces, however small the force may be. Now, what is this however small the force may be? So it is significant that this is because the most of the solids which are there also deforms continuously. I have told you they will be deforming, but if the shear stress exceeds to yield point of the solid, okay, if the shear stress exceeds, what will happen? It is deformed only. If it doesn't exceed, it will come back to its original shape, and that is called as elastic state. And if it exceeds the yield point, then it is in a elastic state. I cannot bring back it to its original shape. It is deformed. Okay. And solid has a perfect memory. As I've said, solid has a perfect memory. Ice को ice ही रहना है. Okay. It won't take the shape of the glass. But a fluid has a zero memory. इसको मैंने glass से jar में डाला है, jar से glass में डाला. It forgets its memory. अगर मैं इसको glass से jar में डाल रहा हूँ, will it remain the shape of the glass? No. It has no memory. It has zero memory. Okay. Understood this point? Any doubts you have in this?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Just we'll discuss some properties of fluid. We'll be discussing till this point, specific gravity. Okay. Now, these are the different properties of fluids which we are going to study. That is mass density, specific weight or weight density, specific volume, specific gravity, viscosity, surface tension, capillarity, vapor pressure, and capillarity and bulk modulus. Okay. So, what is mass density? Can anyone tell me what is meant by density? Density मतलब क्या?
Mass per unit
Mass
volume.
by
Mass
number
per unit volume. Mass by volume is what? Density. Now, can I say it is mass of solid? No, we are studying about fluids, so we have to say mass of the fluid divided by volume of
volume of fluid.
So, which is denoted by the denotation that is rho. Denoted by rho. 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 Okay, which is denoted by rho. Okay, now, what will be the unit of density? Anyone? What is the unit of mass?
kg per meter.
kg per
kg per meter cube.
kg per
Not mm cube, meter cube. Kg per meter cube.
Meter cube.
So what it means that, correct, kg per meter cube. Rho is kg per meter cube. Now, one example. What is incompressible fluid you have said? What is incompressible fluid? That is water, right? Incompressible, which cannot be compressed, is water or a liquid. Okay. What is compressible?
Air.
What I can compress? Air. Now, can anyone tell me whether density is constant for compressible or incompressible? Density is constant for what? Compressible or incompressible?
incompressible.
Compressible.
अरे नहीं. Density is constant for incompressible. Right?
Yes, sir.
Density
Yes,
is
sir.
constant for incompressible, right? For compressible, it will be constant or no?
Yes.
For which one it will be constant? Density will be constant for incompressible or compressible?
Incompressible.
Incompressible, density will be constant. Good. Compressible, the density will be changing. Why? Why it is so?
As the substance gets compressed, the volume changes.
In what? In air, na?
In the compressible substance.
Okay, good. So what happens is, you can mute yourself. I'll tell you. Okay. So if I consider this to be a container which is filled with water. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm applying a pressure on this water. Mass of water. Water is incompressible. Okay. So when I apply a pressure on this, and this mass of water is having some volume in the container B. Do you agree? So it has mass, it has some water, so there is always a density. Okay, we can calculate density. I'm applying a pressure on this water. Okay. So when I apply a pressure on this water, okay, for an example, if this is a container and in which I have placed water, and on which this plate, on the top side of the water, I have placed a plate. Okay. On that plate, I am applying a pressure. Okay. The volume of the water is V and the mass of the water is M and V. Okay. Now, when I apply a pressure on this mass of water, what will happen to the volume? Will it change or no?
Yes, sir. Little bit change.
That will be a little bit change, not complete change. Okay. When you try to do this experiment at home, there will be no change in volume of water. There will be negligible change in volume of water. Okay. Therefore, density equal to mass by volume. So mass is remaining constant. Mass never changes when I apply a force on it, right or no? Mass कहीं जा रहा ही नहीं है. Mass तो same ही रहेगा ना पूरे container में. Mass of water will be same. And when I apply a force or pressure on it, the volume will also remain same. I have said there is a negligible change in volume. We are not considering any change in volume here. अगर मैंने force apply भी किया है, so what will happen? It will come from V1 to V2. It will be negligible change. So when it says that it is a negligible change, so volume also remains constant. So constant by constant is what? Density equal to constant. For incompressible fluid, that is water, an example, the density remains constant. Okay, as there is no change in volume. Mass to change नहीं होगा क्योंकि mass will remain same. I am applying a pressure on mass of 1 kg. The volume is having 1 meter cube. Okay. So when I apply a force on that, what will happen? The mass will remain same. Therefore, in a incompressible fluid, or that is water, the volume will also remain same. That is constant. Therefore, density is constant for a incompressible fluid. Okay. Now, the same example if I take for air. If I filled, this is a piston. and this piston below which I am placing air. Okay, now this has some mass. Okay, this has some volume. So if I consider this to be V1, if I consider this to be V1, now if I apply force, what will happen to the air? It will get compressed. Okay, it won't resist the pressure applied on it. So what will happen? The volume will come here. This will be V2. Okay, there is a change in volume. There is a change in volume, right or no?
Yes, sir.
So mass remains constant. Mass is not flowing anywhere else. Okay, mass remains constant. Mass 1 kg matlab 1 kg here, but the volume changes. When the volume changes, we can say that density is not constant. For what? Compressible fluids. For compressible fluids, density is not constant. That is, air doesn't have a constant density, but a liquid has a constant density. Okay. So what is density of water? 1000 kg per meter cube. What is density of air? Anyone? 1.2 kg per meter cube. This will be changing with pressure. This will be changing with pressure acting on it. Okay, fine. Understood this much? Anyone, any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Fine. Okay. Next, what is specific weight now? Can anyone define with specific weight? Mass density is mass by volume. Specific weight or weight density is, see here the difference. Mass density is what? Mass by volume. Weight density will be
Weight by volume.
weight by volume. That is weight of the fluid divided by volume of the fluid. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example now. Okay. Now. Okay. Your mass, if someone's mass is on Earth is 30 kg, what will be his mass on Moon? What may be his mass on Moon? If he goes to Moon, what will be his mass? Mass will remain same or change?
Change.
Change, sir. Change. It will be same.
Okay. Any answers are coming? What is the unit of mass? Kg. Weight is nothing but mass into gravity. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Weight is nothing but mass into gravity, acceleration due to gravity. So mass is what? Kg into meter per second square. This is nothing but Newton. Weight unit is Newton. Yes or no? Weight
Yes, sir.
unit is Newton. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so as I said, if I go to Moon, if I'm on Earth, my weight is 60 kg. Just imagine. Okay. If I go to Moon, what will be my mass? Less or same? Same or it will be changed?
Change.
It will be changed, sir. It will be changed.
You are talking about mass or weight? I'm saying that my mass is 60 kg on Earth. What will happen if I go to Moon? Whether my mass will change?
Same, sir. Same.
Same, sir. Same, sir.
It will be same. Very good. Why? Because the weight is changing because of acceleration due to gravity. Here on Earth, the acceleration due to gravity is different. On Mars, sorry, or on Moon, it is different. Therefore, my weight will change, but my mass will remain same. But in generally, the unit of weight is what? Newton. Remember this, the unit of weight is Newton, not kg. You go to any kirani shop or general store, they will ask you in terms of weight. Yes, weight is new in total. You will tell in terms of kg. मेरे को 2 kg का चावल दो, 2 kg का rice दो, 2 kg का शक्कर दो, वगैरह वगैरह. Because they don't know the difference between weight and mass. And being an engineer, you should know the difference between weight and mass. Okay. They'll be actually saying they don't know that weight is something different from mass. Okay. So they directly ask you weight. वेट बोलो सर, कितना चाहिए, कितना किलो चाहिए कर. But whatever actually you are saying, that is actually mass of the component which you are buying from the store, general store. Okay. So what is weight density now? Weight by volume. Weight by volume. So what is weight? Mass into acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Then it is volume by the volume of the fluid. So what is mass by volume?
Rho.
Rho,
Density.
that is density. Rho into G. So weight density is given by small w. Weight density is given by small w. W equal to rho into G. Understood? If they give you, calculate the weight density of this fluid. Okay, for an example, he has given weight and volume. Which formula you will take? W by V. Okay, if he give the density of the liquid or the fluid, okay, which formula you will take to calculate the specific weight?
Second formula, sir.
Second formula, that is W equal to rho into G. Okay, what will be the unit of it? Unit of specific weight or weight density? What is the unit of weight?
Newton.
Newton. What is the unit of volume?
Meter cube.
Meter cube.
Newton per meter
Newton per
cube
meter
will be
Meter
the
cube.
Newton per meter cube will be the unit of specific weight. Okay, so these are the two definitions which many get confused. Okay, many people get confused with this definition. Okay, so we will finish off the class here only. Okay, we'll continue with the class in the next. So we have studied till specific weight. Remaining properties will be discussing in the next class. Any doubts till now?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, you can give your attendance